So, welcome back, Nuno. Great to see you again. You were my fifth interview back towards the end of December. So, it's been over 4 months. We'll love to hear how everything has been for you. But for now, how are you doing?
Yeah, been doing well. Just finished training 2 hours ago. Went boxing with a few other G with another G, and yeah, got
hmm
home a few hours ago.
Interesting, because I done the exact same thing. I had boxing from 12 to around 2, then came back, done an interview with someone else, and now doing second interview with you. So, pretty similar. How long have you
Yeah.
been doing boxing?
So I started the week after we did the interview, or it was the same week, but a few days after we did that first interview. I started going to classes, and I started going once a week, and now I've managed things around, and I'm able to go 2 times a week. Obviously, I want to go a bit more, see more progress and everything.
Okay, okay. So I inspired you to go boxing, I guess. No, I'm joking. I'm guessing you already had that planned.
Yeah. It was already on the
The
horizon to
agenda.
see. Yeah,
Yes. So I look forward to inspiring you when we meet in person.
yeah.
Um,
Hopefully.
what weight are you? Do you mind revealing to
um,
people?
I'm on a cut right now. I've cut it from 79 to 75. I should be 74
Oh,
ish. Last time I checked was 75.
so I'll just be a bit more weight than you, but we'll be probably around same weight class when we do spar. Very
Yeah.
nice. Cool. Okay, so now back on topic. How's everything been for you in those 4 months? What stands out?
Well, a lot of things change. First of all, I've kind of pivoted around from crypto campus to business mastery campus. So I got to a point where I was being quite consistent with my trades, but then my portfolio size was not big enough to justify the time spent in there. And for everyone that does crypto and that does some kind of trading, they know that the returns are not guaranteed every month. So it's not a stable source of income. So there was a time where I've basically had to step back and see things from a different angle, see things with a bit more perspective, what made sense, what did not make sense. Is spending 3 to 4 hours watching a chart and having a potential entry or not, and dealing with all the stress and everything worth my time for a not that big of a return because my portfolio was not big enough. So I've come up with if I was charging a service in cybersecurity because I do cybersecurity. If I was charging a service in cybersecurity and if I spent 4 hours, would I charge the same as I could win on a possible trade or not? And the answer was no. Obviously, I would charge way more. So then I thought there's two options here. I'd rather stop doing this and find a job, a higher paying job. So with the same conditions as I had before, remote, freedom of schedule, so I could work basically at any time I can throughout the day, and no control stuff, nothing like that. So either get a higher paying job or start my own. And so I figured, why not both? Why not both? Why don't I get a higher paid job, and why don't I start my own consultancy agency and get things around? And this tied up well all together because I had a an automatic strategy going around that I used to spend a few times a day tinkering and everything to make it a bit more trustworthy, a bit more stable. And this is a strategy that is meant to be just leave it there, put the money in, leave it there, check if everything is okay. Takes 1 hour a day. See just some normal checks, see if everything is okay, everything is working properly, and then just leave it there. Get the alert when the signal fires, and get the alert when the take profit or the stop loss is hit. So everything was looking good, and this was so December, January, February. This was 3 months after we did the interview around that, and yeah, I decided I'll get the higher paying job just so I could manage things around a bit more easily. Obviously, with the same benefits as I had before, and that gave me the same freedom and just a little bit bigger wage. And then I could start my own cybersecurity consultancy agency, which I can do it on the side as well, because remote jobs and everything have that benefit. And I could put some of the cash towards the automatic strategy, just so I have a little bit crypto related stuff in the background running, and have it, just don't live crypto entirely, because I still like scalping. And sometimes if I get a few extra hours in the week, I'll spend my time there.
Hmm.
So that's the bit overall what happened. We can go a bit more in detail for each if you
Cool,
want.
cool. Yes. So, I mean, I enjoyed that story. I mean, that progress as well. Makes complete sense. I mean, if the portfolio size wasn't big enough, then as you say, I mean, it's
Yeah.
not worth spending those hours during the day trading with it since it's such smaller returns. So it completely makes sense. You dissected it and decided it is better for me to get a job and build something of my own. So, how did the Business Mastery campus help with either acquiring the job or now building your own cybersecurity company?
Well, first of all, with all the steps and everything on building, website building and everything, that's a skills that I had from before. But the copywriting and everything, I've asked some of the G's. Hugo, the copy, he's a business master at campus now. Captain, he helped me with the copy because he does copywriting as well. So I've asked him. He helped me a lot with that. And then the website and everything, I just asked a few G's around how things were looking, if it looks professional, if it doesn't look professional, and everything. And the business mastery lessons comes in with the outreach and everything. So email writing, how people like to be treated, um, how what not to do basically, and what to do. And there's this lesson that stood out quite a lot for me, which is basically speaking when you're speaking with people that are on a higher step than you, or more advanced in life than you. They like to be treated as normal people. They're not this big, scary people that want to see you fail or everything. And they just like to be treated like normal people. Like, you just have a normal, natural conversation with them. Don't be nervous. Don't be a dickhead in general. And you should be good. They should like you. Show that you have interest, and show that you have value to provide without, making it seems like you're bragging about X, Y, and Z. And yeah, that was probably the lesson that stood out more for me in terms of outreaching and everything. I started treating people more like I would. This comes from a captain from the business mastery. His name is Louis, and he told me basically treat them people like you're asking them to go out. So my first outreach, I'm doing LinkedIn outreach. My first message for them when I ask to connect is simple. Just their name, let's connect, best Nuno. That's it. Simple, straight to the point. Then if they accept, I'll go in more detail. Thanks for the connection. Looking forward to speak with you soon. That's simple enough, right? Then, depending if they reply or not, the rest changes. So I have a flow chart and everything to go to do basically on if then, just to increase my chances of a reply. And I've gotten a few responses back. I've started the agency a month ago, so I'm still playing around, see what to do, see not to do. But it's looking good. It's
Mhm.
looking promising.
I'm wondering if you can just for outreach, if either copywriting or freelancing campus would help as well for cold DMing. Have you looked into those resources or just purely business
So
mastery?
just business mastery for now, because I'm still, going through some of their lessons. I still have not finished everything. This is one of the disadvantages of having another job going in, and because with cybersecurity, you cannot just do your job and that's it. You live at the end of the day. You need to keep practicing, or else you will fall behind the new exploits in the news and everything. You'll fall behind. So I need to practice after. I need to do the outreach. I need to do all of that. I need to improve the website, see my service, review everything, and see the automated strategy as well, which I've mentioned. So, but I've been managing quite okay.
So, how do you keep up to date with the cybersecurity exploits or any news to do with it?
Well, so after work, after I leave to work, the 8 hours or the 7 hours, I'll just go through quick news and everything. And while I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, I've set it up my LinkedIn feed to be as efficient as possible to see those the content that I want. And I
Mhm.
do this with everything, with Instagram and Twitter and everything. I do this so that my reels are a bit more inspiring or that push me to do just so I don't get brainwashed into other
Yeah.
stuff, unneeded stuff. So I figure I would apply the same to LinkedIn. So I've done that since I spend quite a lot of time there anyways. I'll get my feed with news and the latest stuff. I'll read some articles and then I'll go practice on some boxes. Just there's these machines, online machines that you can basically hack them for free, and it's not illegal or anything, and it's good to practice your skills as
Mhm.
well. So that's usually my routine, and then I'll do the outreach and everything like that.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know boxes, the whatever they're called, the what you said referred to as boxes, that they exist. Very interesting. Because I have a computer science background. I done artificial intelligence and robotics in university before I dropped out. So
Mhm.
yeah, good to keep up to date on my end as well with all the AI that's happening.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, let's think that. How does AI pose a threat to cybersecurity? Have you learned anything in that regard?
Well, there's the side that all the people wanted to talk, that is taking the jobs. I doubt it very much, at least in the near future. I doubt very much it would take a job of someone doing on my field, which is offensive security. Um, long story short, I hack websites, I report the vulnerabilities, they fix them, and then I retest to see if it's vulnerable again or not. So, and with this, with hacking and everything, most of the vulnerabilities are logic based. And AI, if anyone that is doing coding and everything, AI doesn't have that good of a logic. Well, humans still don't do, but AI is not on the same level yet. So it would be very easy to do that because with ChatGPT, he's very prompt specific. So if you give it a prompt to code something, just give me a list with X, Y, and Z numbers that takes put these numbers from this box into a database for something. He will not sanitize anything because you didn't ask him to do it. So there's still that thing going on. I can see where if you ask them and give them the right prompt, obviously, but then there would be things that will fail. Now, there's the other interesting part, which is the part that I like the most, and that is getting around the AI restrictions with ChatGPT. And I've tinkered around with it, and yeah, basically, if you give them a really basic prompt to just code a click checking page, which is a page with invisible elements, and anything that people type in there, you'll get them, and that looks really like the same website. It is the same website, but with an invisible box in front, and you cannot see it. So he doesn't give you that. He says it's possibly illegal and everything. But if you ask them, all right, give me a HTML page with an invisible element on top of this iframe that gets their information from this website, it will give you the same code. So there's all that things around. Obviously, this has been improved. I've last tested this 3 months ago,
Mhm.
around January, December. I've tested it, but you can still get around with that. So you can hack AI, so to say. with that. So there's two things, but I don't think it will replace anyone's job in the near future.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just interested in terms of cyber security. I haven't used ChatGPT for coding since I was no longer in uni
Yeah.
when ChatGPT actually fully came out. So yeah, I wasn't sure how advanced it is in that sense. So thank you for the explanation there. And now we've discussed a bit about crypto. So you built your own crypto trading algo. How long did that take to develop and backtest? And is there any more you can go into that?
Developed 8 months, I think, to have it fully working. Obviously, I started with the baseline, and then I've added more stuff on top and more stuff, and that stuff needed back testing, and then it needs robustness. So on different exchanges, then I've decided to add volume indicators. So volume needs to be a bit high or low, depending. So now that affects the exchange because exchanges have different volumes and some are more used. So the robustness testing took a while, and I've basically needed to see where I would draw the line between robust and not with that particular strategy because it was depending a lot on volume. So around 8 months, and I've started with testing it with real money around 2 months ago.
Okay.
So, 2 months, month and a half around that. And it's giving me so far 3% returns on the whole portfolio size. And this is a strategy that is supposed to be a bit more stable and trustworthy, which for 3% is quite good for that. And it's supposed to be don't touch it. Just leave it there and don't touch it. As I said, check if everything is working, obviously with the API, and see if the order was actually placed on the exchange and everything, but that doesn't take much time.
Okay, very cool. And what kind of strategy is it in terms of, is it short term, mid term, long term? What kind of trades does the algorithm do?
It's mostly medium term. So, and medium, it's more of a swing trade dish style. So, strategy is based on the 4 hour chart, and some trades go from 2 days to around 6, 7 days. So they usually take quite a good time to finish and to either hit the take profit or the stop loss because I'm basically trying to catch 4% movements, and sometimes that takes a while depending on market conditions. Now there are some exceptions where on those liquidation days and everything that crypto goes absolutely crazy. It sometimes it goes in like a matter of hours, but those are exceptions. On normal conditions, yeah, it's usually around that.
Yeah. And how did the crypto campus help you develop that algorithm?
Well, so I've taken the scalping approach that I had, and I figured there has to be some kind of automated way to do this. And so the strategy includes mean reversion, gaps, and momentum. So I wanted to combine all of this and see what I could build with that. See what I could get from that. And so I did a hybrid, and Adam will probably not like this because he says scalping strategies do not work, or they're not. Not that they not work, but they're not as trustworthy as a more long-term approach like his. So I took the knowledge that I had from the scalping and a bit lower time frame ish that I had, and then I've asked a few G's from the Adams masterclass around to know what stats should I be looking for in order to improve. So Sortino ratios, Sharp ratios, Omega ratios, and everything to see where I was staying out with the strategy and tickering around with the settings and everything. So yeah, it was a mix of both, and then I would ask for feedback as well in the Michael's masterclass, which is the masterclass I'm currently in. This is more focused to scalping and short-term trading, and so I've kind of combined that, and I'm playing around, see how things are going.
Okay, interesting. How's everything developing in terms of physicality? So you're going boxing now. Are there any other changes since 4 months ago?
Yeah, quite a few. So I was not overweight or underweight or everything. I was in the middle, but I still had quite a few percentage of body fat. I think 18 to 19%. But
Mm.
because I'm tall, it didn't show up as much. So I've decided that with the boxing training, it's more cardio intensive and everything. I've decided that I would change my diet. So refined sugars and everything, I would try to cut those as much and eat at the correct time. So let my body digest the food, do not interrupt it. Eat at correct times, and then try to lose weight with that. So calorie deficit, and I've added one more training of boxing. So I do gym, uh, weightlifting, and I do the boxing classes. And before I used to do 4 days of gym and 1 day of a boxing class, and now I've managed to play with my time and everything. I'm doing 2 times a week gym. Sorry, 3 times a week I'm going to the gym, and 2 times a week I'm going boxing classing. So weightlifting and boxing is what I do mostly, and that's what mostly would change. As for weight, I've managed to go from 79-ish, 78 kilograms to, as of 2 weeks ago, 75 kilograms. I should be a bit more weightless now, but I still haven't changed that. As per body fat, I did a mistake and basically didn't check that before I started.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough though, as long as you see it going down. And since
Yeah,
you're kind of cutting out refined sugar, that should help as well. Because I mean, I've
yeah,
cut
it
that out
helps.
since how long has it been now? 7 to 8 years. I've just
Yeah,
been avoiding. So very rarely, maybe once every few months, I'd eat something with refined sugar. But yeah,
yeah,
cutting that out has been great. I mean, it was giving me brain fog, other stuff. I don't know. It just feels like poison to my body. So
yeah.
I'm sure you've been having positive experiences with it as well.
Yeah, and even now when so if there's I don't know, a dinner or everything that I feel like I could have a dessert or something that refined sugar. Usually the next day I'll wake up very foggy, very mind foggy, and just I always think it was not worth it, not
Yeah,
worth
yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
So now whenever I want something sweet, a bit more, candy or whatever, I'll just think about, yeah, it's not worth it because I'll be brain fogged for the rest of the day.
Yep,
So it's not really worth it.
exactly. Okay, and what does eating at correct times mean?
So I'll let my body digest the food depending on the intake that I had. So lunch, I'll let it digest the food between 3 hours. It's around 3 hours that I waited for it to digest and everything, and then I'll have lunch. And a simple lunch is just an egg, bread without the refined sugar and everything. So without of that stuff, and then I'll eat at 6 again, which is 2 hours after. It's enough time for my body to digest, and then I start with lunch because I don't eat anything in the morning. I'll just have a coffee and go training. So my routine also changed. I'm 7:30. I'm at the gym, lifting weights, and then I'm usually back home at 9 a.m. And then I'll have the protein shake. I'll lunch at 1:30. I'll let my body digest all the food, so 3 hours, and I'll have 4:30. I'll have that bread and everything, and then at 6, 6:30, I'll have another. There's these protein yogurts that you can buy. I'll have that, and then I'll have a little bit of lighter dinner, so something more less caloric or a bit more light, so I can sleep better. And it's been giving great results. At the beginning, it was really hard because I used to just eat whenever I wanted to. So even if I just have had lunch an hour ago and I wanted something, a yogurt or whatever, I'll just grab the yogurt, and then my body would start all the process again, and then You know how your body digests food, and then you feel a bit more tired because your energy is all focused on digesting the food, and you cannot focus as much. So now
I
with
know
this, it's
people who
more
have
as
that.
well.
I don't know. I don't feel that, but yeah, Karen.
But yeah, it's made a difference in that, and
Mhm.
yeah, especially in the morning. The morning, this is something that I used to do without knowing the benefit of. I just cannot eat anything in
Yep.
the morning because I'll get stomach sick. So a coffee is fine, and that's basically it. Coffee and water, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been eating breakfast for a while now as well. Probably
Yeah,
at least 6 months. I usually eat maybe 5 p.m., which isn't obviously not for everyone. It's just something my body has gotten used to. So
yeah,
once I finish all my work, everything, I take a break. I mean, I say finish work. There's honestly endless work. It never ends.
exactly.
But when I'm ready to take a break from work for food, I do it. Usually again, maybe 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Sometimes could even be like 1 p.m. Again, just depends. Anyway, no breakfast. Good for you. Because you don't deserve breakfast. What have you done that day? You wake up and you eat? What did you do to deserve that food, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll usually have something after the gym, so
Yeah. Good.
it's just because this is what the nutritionist passed me just to tell me.
Restore
Just
glycogen stores.
yeah,
I don't know if I'm speaking out of my ass, but I think that's how it works. So, okay, let's go back on topic. So, the real world, crypto, business mastery, and yeah, potentially check out maybe freelancing for cold
yeah,
DM. Maybe
definitely.
it can help you improve it. Maybe even crypto, because that's also cold DMing. Maybe you'll find something there. That's good. I'd say probably freelancing would be best. So, since you're on this trajectory now, where do you see your life heading in 6 months to 1 year? Feel free to give a different time frame if you want.
Well, 6 months, expecting to move out with another G and or another G's all will depend as well. So maybe out of Portugal, I think, or Portugal mainland or Spain, or I'll figure that out. But definitely, I want to be move out. This is almost non-negotiable. So in 6 months, I'm expecting to move out with another G, and then my income, at least, I want to get 2 to 3 clients minimum, 2 to 3 clients from the cybersecurity. So yeah, from the cybersecurity consultancy agency, and then I'll see how things are going, depending if they're retainers or not, and then get my full focus from that. Yeah, I'll see how things go,
Yep.
obviously,
Yep.
and who knows? As I said, yeah, I might stay, and if they get me enough pay, or if I like what I do, because I am expected. I cannot say this because I'm under NDA, but I'm
Yep.
expected to do what basically every offensive security guy dreams of doing.
Cool.
So,
Good.
yeah, whether that's correct or not, depending on the person watching, if they know it or not, I'll be doing that for the next few months. So I'll still need to see, but definitely want to get 2 to 3 clients just from my cybersecurity consultancy agency, and that's doable. I can do both of them easy.
Mhm. Good. Okay. I like to hear that.
Oh,
So,
just to give you
yeah.
figures, sorry for interrupting. Just to give you figures, that would be around 15, 20K a month,
Okay, good.
around
So
that
you're
range.
saying in roughly 6 months, right?
Yeah, 6 months towards the end of the year, at least. Let's put it that way, because
Cool.
some stuff takes a bit more time than you expect.
I'd still be down to do an interview in 3 to 4 months just to check how progress is. Maybe by you've reached it by then, and if not, then we'll get on part four. You making 20K per month. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, I mean, we could do another interview and see how things have progressed, even if I
Mhm.
get one client, or
Yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
two, or if,
Just say even if I get, you will get. We just say we'll see how things have turned out. If you've gotten to 20K or maybe 50K in 3 months, who knows?
yeah,
We'll need to check. Yeah.
yeah. I'll send you a message. So if
Good.
it's
Good.
early, I'll send you a message. Let's do it.
Okay. So something a different topic now. I'm wondering what kind of an effect has Tate had on you personally?
Well, it's the whole mindset thing, isn't it? It's the whole thing where it's just constant work, and there's this one. one phrase that he told that is sticking. I reminded of every day. If people spend a lot of time upgrading their character in a video game, why are they not spending the same amount of time upgrading their character, themselves in real life? And this is what I've been kind of doing in the last few months. So obviously you don't get the XP progress bar, you don't get the numbers and everything, and sometimes you don't even see progress until something big happens. But every small action that you take throughout your days and everything, that compounds, and eventually you'll get your big win. Eventually you'll get just a matter of putting in the work, and you will eventually see some results. And if you don't see results, just see what's wrong, see what you're doing wrong, take a step back, like I did with the crypto and everything. Take a step back, see things from another lens, from another perspective, and improve, experiment, try again, and upgrade your character. So mindset wise, and even the professors, I was able to grasp these concepts from them as well, and it's been well, everything starts with mindset. If you don't have the right mindset, you won't be accomplishing anything in life. You might get a bit far, but there will be a point where you'll be stuck and you'll need to go through that phase. So it starts with the mindset, and then it's just a matter of using the mindset for the right stuff and doing the right work and assessing what you're doing wrong, fix that, improve, rinse and repeat, and you will eventually get somewhere.
All right. Good. I like that. So, in terms of questions, I believe that is everything from my end. So, I just have one question remaining now. For people who are still unsure about joining the real world, from your experience, from what you've seen within it, if they're calling it a scam for $50, so yeah, they're unsure because they think it might be a scam, what advice would you have to them?
If they're unsure, just take a weekend off. Don't go clubbing. Don't go having that dinner. Don't go with that chick, or don't go with your friends, smoke weed, or whatever you guys do. Take those $50. Try it. Guaranteed you'll see result. But when I say try it, I really mean it. Try it like you were doing homework, like this was your job. Like independently, no matter what, you will need to get up and go for the lessons and build something. Either outreach a client for copywriting, either spend a time on the charts from crypto, or freelancing. You have a skill and you're working and you want to have that freedom. Really do it. Really spend 1 hour or 2 hours a day, go through the lessons, give it a month, and you'll see results. Even if you're not making money, you'll see progress, because you will either had gotten back from a client something, or and you are improving on that. And once you get things going, the ball rolling, you will see that those $50 for the amount of information that you get: business mastery, copywriting, freelancing, stocks, crypto. It's just, you get so much value from the $50. And you can try e-commerce, you can try a bunch of stuff with those $50. And these are, as Ted says, these are professors that are making the money from that. So they know what they're talking about. So take that weekend off, grab those $50, spend it on the real world, and really try it. Really spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours if you can, or more. Spend it there learning, asking questions, and building your own stuff. You will see results. Because a lot of people enter and they'll, oh, I'll pay $50 and then I'll be rich. I'll just make this crappy e-com store that the captains told me not to publish specifically. I'll just make this, and then the people will be buying from me. No, there's a whole other stuff behind. Your e-com page needs to be perfect to attract the client and make it click that buy button. You need to have a plan, as with everything else. So take that weekend off, get your $50, and spend it in the real world.
Great answer. Love that, Nuno. So if people want to find out more about you or contact you, why can they do so?
Well, they can contact me on IG, so at Nuno Breu, and yeah, that's basically it. Instagram is where They can ask me any type of question, or inside the real world, I am a crypto captain. You can ask me anything crypto related. I'll get back to you definitely. So yeah.
Okay. About to be demoted because you moved on to business mastery. I'm
No,
joking.
no,
I'm joking.
I still make sure I spend quite some time there
Yep.
because I
Okay.
like helping and
Yeah.
everything. So
I'll add
I'll
your
do
Instagram
my
to the description of the video. Anyone interested, check that out. And Nuno, thank you for your time. It was great to hear the progress you made in those 4 months. I look forward to the part three. And until then, all the best.
Yeah. Thank you, man. You too. It's been great being here. So